Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Vincent. I'm a first year pharmacy student living in Nigeria and studying at the University of Ibadan. Maybe those about education and lifestyle. So if this is your first time of visiting my channel, make sure you subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to turn on the notification button so that when I release new videos you get notified. So today I'm going to be talking about how to study for longer hours and how to stay productive with your studying. As we all know, reading is one of the most boring things to do on it. I don't know if it's fun for you to read, but for me, reading is very boring. It's actually very boring to read, but still you have to read. So how do you train yourself to study for longer hours, even when there are a lot of more interesting things for you to do, like for you to watch movies, hang out with friends, do a lot of things, even sleep? All these things that are more interesting, they are more easy, they are more fun to do than reading. So how do you train yourself to read for longer hours? So the first thing is determination. For you to read for longer hours, you must be determined, because you want to achieve a particular goal, because there's a particular objective you want to achieve. You don't just read for the fun of it, except you are reading a novel or something like that. But when you are reading academic books, when you are reading school books, you are reading for you to pass exams, and that is in case most of the times the motivating factor for you to read. So when you are reading because you know, I want to pass my exams or any other thing, any other objective. So but you have an aim, you have an objective for you to read. You're not just reading for the fun of it. So when you are reading, make sure have it at the back of your mind. I am reading to pass my exams. I am reading so that I will have in this exam. I am reading because I want to pass. I am reading because I want to have this particular score. So and you know that if you don't read, you are not likely going to pass the examination. So the determination is going to come to you naturally for you to read, because you know that you have to read for you to pass your exams, and this is the best way for you to train yourself to read longer. You know that if you want to pass your examinations, you have to read, you have to study. So that's the first thing. Make sure you are determined enough to study for longer hours. Make sure you have at the back of your mind that this is the aim, this is the particular goal I want to achieve by studying. I'm not just studying for the fun of it. It may be to just pass your examination, it may be for you to influence your parents, it can be any other thing. It can even be for you to win awards, for you to win rewards from your parents or any other people. So that's it. So the second thing is take intervals and short breaks when you are studying. It is not ideal or advisable for you to study for a stretch of period of time without taking breaks. It's not advisable. So when you are reading, make sure you take short breaks in between. For example, after reading for 2 or 3 hours, you can just take a 10-minute break to just chill and relax before you go back to studying. Don't read for 8 hours straight, or you start reading from morning to night without taking any breaks. It's not advisable, and it's not a safe way of reading. And even though you will not even be able to assimilate a lot of things, it will just be as if you are wasting your time. So when you are reading, make sure you take short breaks, make sure you take short intervals to do other things apart from reading. That's the second thing. Then the third thing is for you to do away with distractions. Don't be distracted when you are studying, and that's the reason why a lot of people don't study as long as they should. A lot of people actually have the free time to study, but because they are distracted by other things, they won't be able to actually read as long as they should. For example, you should discard your phone when you are reading. You should not keep your phone close to you. So that is one of the distractions a lot of people face when reading, and that's why it's not advisable to read with your phone. It is more advisable to read an hard copy book or read the read textbook apart from reading the PDF on your phone, because your phone serves as a distraction. So if you don't want to keep your phone away from you, you can put your phone on silent. It is also it's also a better way to avoid being distracted by your phone. And also, not only your phone can distract you, you can be distracted by a lot of people. You can be distracted by your friends, you can be distracted by noises. So let's say you are in the midst of your friends and they are discussing, you are reading alone. You are likely to get distracted by your friends and want to join them in the interaction or the discussion. But if you go away from them and go somewhere else that is silent, you won't be distracted by your friends. You won't even remember that they are discussing something. You'll be enclosed in your reading. So avoid distraction. It can be anything. It can be movies, it can be any other thing. Avoid distractions when you are reading. Make sure you only have your book and your reading materials with you when you are reading. Don't have any other things with you, and make sure you are staying in a safe and a quiet place when you are reading. Then another thing is that when you are reading, you give yourself rewards and also delay gratifications when you are reading. Don't read don't read don't read after you have done other things. You do other things after you have read. Can I say that again? Don't read after you have done other things. You do other things after you have read. What do I mean by this? Let's say you want to watch a movie. Don't watch a movie first, then after that go and read. No, it's not advisable like that. Make sure you read first, then after reading you can now go back to watch that movie. After reading, you can go to watch anything you want to watch. You can go to your friend's house, you can chill, you can chat on your phone after reading. Any other thing you want to do that are not important, that are not like something like is very very important, it should be after reading. Don't do them before reading. That's why I say you should delay gratifications and reward yourself after you have read. So let's say you want to watch a movie now and it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You don't watch the movie first before reading. You make sure you read first before watching the movie. So doing this, it helps you to maximize your time. It helps to cover a lot of things even though you don't want to study. But make sure that you don't do those things before study. Make sure you study before you do those things. And also another thing is that when you are reading, make sure you know when is the best time for you to read. Make sure you know the best condition when you assimilate. Don't just read anyhow. Make sure you know when is the best time you assimilate. Don't copy others to read. So make sure you know when it's the best time for you to assimilate. For example, some other people they assimilate in the afternoon. So if you assimilate in the afternoon, it will be advisable for you to read more more longer or more often in the afternoon. If you assimilate better in the midnight, it will be advisable for you to read more frequently in the midnight. So if you can do those things, and also make sure you are determined. Be determined, like I said earlier, be determined that you want to pass. Commit yourself to studying. If you can do all these things, you should be able to study for longer hours. Even if you don't want to, don't be distracted. And also delay gratifications. Reward yourself when you are through with reading. So if you can follow all these things, you can study for a lot of period of time without getting distracted. See you in the next video. Bye.